Welcome to Word Easy English channel.
Today's story is From Dreams to the Sky, Aga's Flight. On a bright Monday morning, the principal stood on the podium, his voice resounding throughout the auditorium. This semester, we cordially invite all students to participate in extracurricular activities. Explore your interests, challenge yourselves, and discover new horizons. The auditorium erupted in excitement. Students whispered excitedly about which extracurricular activities they wanted to attend, such as robotics workshops, calligraphy classes, drama and public speaking, music technology, the debate club, virtual reality design, and even flight simulation courses. Aga, a little girl with curious eyes and a heart full of longing, felt her heart race when she heard about the last course. Flight simulation. Just that word seemed to send her soul soaring into the sky. She had always loved looking up at the sky, watching airplanes cut through the clouds, leaving a silver streak in their wake. To her, airplanes symbolized freedom, courage, and dreams. When the registration forms were posted, Aga wrote her name in the flight simulation courses section, her hand trembling slightly.
Friendship in the sky. At first, the course overwhelmed her. The blackboard was densely covered with equations of lift and drag, and the weather maps seemed like puzzles from another world. Aga struggled to understand, her pencil hesitantly hovering in her hand. "Need help?" May, sitting next to her, asked softly. Mai loved science and excelled at explaining complex problems in a simple and understandable way. The two formed a study group. Mai was responsible for explaining the complex theories, while Aga encouraged her with persistence and patience. Soon, their circle expanded. Yun, a quiet boy fascinated by meteorology, joined them, bringing the weather maps to life with his explanations. The three were inseparable, studying, laughing, and dreaming about the future together after school. Their friendship wasn't limited to academics, it was also reflected in the warmth they shared. When Aga felt frustrated, Mai would remind her of the progress she had made. When Jun lost confidence, Aga would encourage him. They supported each other like the wings of an airplane supporting its flight in the blue sky.
Courage in the simulator. The day finally arrived for the students to experience the simulator. Aga's heart pounded as she stepped inside. The seat was enormous, the control stick daunting. "Remember," Teacher Chen said gently, "the key to flying is staying calm. Trust the principles you've learned. Trust yourself." A runway lit up on the screen, stretching to the horizon. Aga's hands trembled on the control stick. She remembered the theory: throttle, maintain balance, and watch the instruments. The plane slowly accelerated. The runway blurred, and then lift appeared. The simulator tilted upwards, and Aga gasped. She was really flying. But suddenly, turbulence appeared on the screen. The plane began to shake. Panic washed over her. She wanted to give up, to escape. Just then, she heard Mai's voice from outside. "Aga, you can do it. Remember the airflow chart, adjust the pitch." June added, "Check the weather forecast. This is just simulated turbulence." Their encouragement calmed her. Aga took a deep breath, adjusted the control stick, and the plane stabilized. The horizon stretched endlessly. She faced her fear head-on and found courage.
Lessons beyond the sky. Weeks turned into months. The course progressed from basic principles to complex scenarios: night flying, storm navigation, and emergency handling. Aga and her friends studied diligently, supporting each other to overcome every challenge. One evening, after a long day of study, Aga looked at her friends and smiled, saying, "You know, this isn't just about flying. It's about us. It's about learning courage, learning to help each other, learning to persevere in difficult times. Maisa, it is also about having big dreams. Even if we're just in simulators now, one day we'll be soaring through the real skies." Yun added softly, "Even if we don't end up becoming pilots, we'll have learned something valuable: how to face challenges together." Final assessment. The final assessment was a simulated long-haul flight. Each trainee had to plan the route, calculate fuel consumption, consider weather conditions, and complete the flight safely. Aga felt nervous, but she also felt ready. She prepared meticulously, carefully checking every chart and checklist. When it was her turn, she calmly entered the simulator. The flight started smoothly, but halfway through, a simulated storm suddenly appeared. Lightning flashed across the screen, and howling winds battered the aircraft. Aga's heart raced, but she remembered her training. She adjusted the altitude, monitored the instruments, and kept her hands steady. She whispered to herself, "Courage is not the absence of fear, but the overcoming of fear." After the plane landed safely, enthusiastic applause erupted in the room. Instructor Chen smiled proudly and said, "Well done, Aga. You demonstrated diligence, courage, and composure. This is the spirit of a true pilot." From dreams to the sky. The course ended, but what Aga learned was deeply etched in her mind. She not only gained aviation knowledge, but also discovered a new version of herself. She understood that diligence can dispel confusion, friendship can dispel loneliness, and courage can overcome fear. One evening, Aga walked home, gazing up at the sky. The stars twinkled, like distant runways, with planes gliding silently. She whispered, "One day I will fly there. Not just in a simulator, but in the real sky." Her dream was no longer just a fantasy, but a path paved with effort, friendship, warmth, and courage. With each step, Aga felt as if she was soaring.